They're leaving behind a life in exile, crossing the border back into Syria. Lebanon is where hundreds of thousands of Syrians escaped to during the war. There's mixed feelings and a lot of uncertainty. Some don't have homes nor jobs. But many say it's dire economic conditions that are driving them back.
I guess it is better to die there than to die here. The situation is difficult here. I can't even afford bread for my children. It will be the same there. At least there we can find a place to be buried.
The repatriation process is being organized by the governments in Lebanon and Syria. They insist this is voluntary. But rights groups say it lacks transparency and have documented cases of returnees facing abuse back home, even after receiving security clearance. They also point to policies by the Lebanese government that makes life difficult for refugees.
Between 80 to 90% of Syrian refugees in Lebanon don't have legal residency in the country, which means that they're subject to arrest and deportation. At the same time, you have politicians from across the political spectrum in Lebanon really amping up the xenophobic and hateful rhetoric towards refugees.
Lebanon says it can no longer cope with so many refugees, and officials have gone as far as to accuse the international community of not wanting Syrians to return to their country. They believe refusing to redirect aid to Syria is a way to put more political pressure on Damascus.
There are a very limited number of political refugees. We can't stop the repatriation process because of them. The UNHCR should settle them in a third country.
The UN Refugee Agency says it is not facilitating the return of refugees at this stage, as Syria is still not safe for them. It seems many Syrians feel the same. Since 2016, the UN has verified nearly 80,000 have returned, and less than 3,000 have signed up for repatriation in recent weeks. That's a small number. Those who don't return are from former strongholds of the opposition in Syria and could face persecution in pro-government areas. And many now live in fear. As Lebanese authorities say, this voluntary repatriation process is only beginning. Zeina, Khodr, Al Jazeera, Arsal, Northern Lebanon.